And now, your News 10 forecast first. Here's the live Doppler Storm Team, brought to you by your Super Chevy dealers of Acadiana.
Good morning, Acadiana, and of course, TGIF. We made it to that 4th of July weekend. Really no problems with the weather this morning. It's warm, it's muggy outside. It is the second day of July. We have some patchy fog. It gets a little dense up across Opelousas, and then heading into the afternoon, here comes more scattered storms. Fortunately, got a break from the high rain chances yesterday. Not so much the case today with a high near 90, and those rain chances will be at 50%. The news is starting now.
Right now, some residents in St. Martin Parish say they want a landfill near their homes to shut down. Why they say the site is affecting their quality of life.
Plus, search and rescue operations in Surfside, Florida had to stop for several hours yesterday. We'll tell you why and what officials are possibly planning.
And a local pole vaulter that will represent Acadiana at the Tokyo Games is being honored by her hometown tonight. Find out how you can show her your support.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Passe Partout.
Good morning, Acadiana, and welcome into Passe Partout. 5 o'clock on your Friday morning. We hope you had a great week. And I feel like Sylvia and I have been asking this question all week, but it is the big question heading into the 4th of July.
What's that?
Chris, fireworks, are they going to be possible?
Tonight, again, it's going to be a little difficult, I think, tonight and tomorrow night. Now, 4th of July, Sunday's getting a little bit better with the forecast.
Okay.
It's tough because we're going to have that cold front sitting over the area. If it goes far enough south, a lot of the showers and storms on 4th of July Sunday will be in the Gulf of Mexico, just offshore. So that's kind of what we're going to keep our fingers crossed on. I think still plan on a stormy 4th of July weekend. Rain chances back up today. Scattered rain this afternoon, scattered rain this evening. I hate to say it, but that's just what we're going to have to fight through here as we go over the next 72 hours. And we have Tropical Storm Elsa. Fortunately, not much to worry about with that. We'll go into more detail in the forecast in about 10 minutes. Let's get some news early this Friday morning and go back to the news desk now.
We begin with breaking news out of Breaux Bridge. The volunteer fire department was called to a house fire early this morning. Now this is viewer-submitted video. As you can see, fire shooting into the sky. We join our News 10's Danielle Johnson. She's live on the scene with more. Danielle, good morning.
Good morning, Sylvia. Right now I'm on Blanchard Street in Breaux Bridge where a home fire broke out over the night. Now I'm told by Fire Chief Johnny LeBlanc that they received a call around 3 a.m. this morning, and that's when they responded to the call. When they arrived at the home was engulfed in flames. I'm also told they are unsure what caused the fire. Johnny LeBlanc tells me that the home was vacant when they arrived, and it seemed as if the home was under renovations, and as you can see behind me, the fire has been put out. And from what it looks like, only the top part of the home right now, from what we can see, is now burned. The house is still standing. The home is not demolished or damaged from the outside. I'm also told that the Breaux Bridge, Henderson, Cecilia, and Parks Fire Department responded to the call, and as of now, it is still under investigation. Again, Chief Johnny LeBlanc tells me they are unsure what caused the fire. In Breaux Bridge, Danielle Johnson, KLFY News 10.
Breaking overnight, state police are investigating a deadly multi-vehicle crash on I-10 westbound. News 10's Danielle Johnson is live in Crowley where traffic is being diverted. Danielle, what do we know so far?
Good morning, Caroline. Well, yeah, we're here on I-10 westbound near Crowley where a fatal vehicle crash happened overnight. And as you can see, workers are now placing 2 of the 4 vehicles involved in the crash on a tow truck right now. And they're just kind of cleaning up those roadways so that they can let these vehicles pass through. Again, these roadways will be closed until the road gets cleaned up. But John, if we could pan over this way just so you can get a look at the scene, at all of the 18-wheelers that are lined up, as far as you can see, roadways were closed at around 12 a.m. This morning. And like I said, they will be closed until the road is clear. Now, what we know so far is the crash involved 4 vehicles and 3 people were killed. 2 of the deceased were in a vehicle that was traveling east on the westbound lane. And right now, I-10 westbound, right where we are, is closed at the Crowley exit. and that is also where traffic is being diverted to LA 13. Now, the road has been closed since 12 this morning, like I said, and drivers can expect some delays throughout their day. So DOTD officials are asking that you just find another route, take another route. Also, for an up-to-date list of road closures and just to see how the process of cleaning up the road and just seeing if you can pass this way, you can download 511 LA app just to stay up to date. In Crowley, Danielle Johnson, KLFY News 10.
Thank you, Danielle. Also breaking overnight, the New Iberia Police Department is investigating a shooting that happened late last night on Ann Street. Details are very limited at this time, but witnesses tell News 10 a man was shot. We will continue to follow this developing story.
Also breaking overnight, the National Weather Service has confirmed that a tornado left damage in parts of Bastrop, Louisiana during the severe weather that rolled through the state. Here's a look at some of the damage. This is the intersection of Greenwood and Shelton Roads, which is a couple miles from Bastrop. As you can see, a tree fell on a house, causing a lot of damage. We're told huge oak trees were the issue throughout the area. That's according to the Morehouse Parish Emergency Manager. Many of them toppled onto roads and power lines are down. We know one person was injured and taken to the hospital, but we're told she should be okay.
We're following breaking news out of Opelousas, where police are investigating a shooting that left one person dead and another injured. News 10's Danielle Johnson is live from the scene. Danielle, what do we know so far?
Caroline and Sylvia, this is a developing story, but here is the latest. According to Opelousas Police Chief McClendon, he says they received a call of shots fired in the area around Jefferson Street. Moments later, they received another call that shots were fired in about 5 blocks down the road here on the corner of Cresnell Lane and Edith Street in the parking lot of a business. That's where they found 2 victims suffering from gunshot wounds inside of a vehicle. The driver was found dead and the passenger was taken to a local hospital in Lafayette, where he is now being treated and suffering from life-threatening wounds. Again, this is a developing story, and later in the show we will hear from Chief Martin McClendon about the constant shootings in the Opelousas area. In Opelousas, Danielle Johnson, KLFY News 10.
COVID-19 hospitalizations are decreasing, according to Oxnard health officials. In the beginning of August, Oxnard says they had about 1,100 COVID cases. The day Hurricane Ida hit, that number was down to 765. 2 weeks ago, there were 400 patients. This morning, there's only around 300. Medical leaders say that's a good sign coronavirus cases are declining, but that doesn't mean they couldn't go up again. News 10's Britt LaFaso reports.
We've seen a continued decline in our COVID census across our system. Very positive news from that perspective, and we're pleased with that.
Very pleased to see that the numbers have gone down dramatically, and we are seeing that positivity rate across all of the larger parishes across the state are on a downward slope, which is good.
Oxnard health officials say a big reason they believe the numbers are coming down is because more people are being vaccinated. With the new vaccine mandate for their employees, 86% of their healthcare workers have had at least 1 dose. They say they still have about 14% to worry about.
You know, we hope nobody has to leave the organization because they're not vaccinated. Possibility is that could happen.
Around the state, another 50 people have lost their lives to the coronavirus. Another 1,000 plus people have been infected by the disease. In Acadiana, 109 people have contracted COVID-19. 5 more people in the area have lost their lives to the disease. A major decision from the state superintendent of education. Dr. Cade Brumley is creating a, quote, parents' choice quarantine option. This means if the school system decides to go forward with the plan, that mandatory quarantines will no longer be required. Instead, the parent or legal guardian will be given the option to either quarantine their child or keep sending them to school. At that time, the child will also be provided with a no-cost COVID screening.
A Baton Rouge mother and her boyfriend have been charged with murder in the death of 2-year-old Nevaeh Allen. Baton Rouge police say on Friday, September 24th, Linnea Cardwell, the child's mother, punched the child in the chest out of anger after the toddler picked up her contact lenses. She claims Nevaeh fell backwards and hit her head on a cabinet. Later in the day, Nevaeh complained of stomach pain and did not eat. Philip Gardner, the mother's boyfriend, says the child went to lay down and was found unresponsive. Gardner admitted to administering CPR unsuccessfully and then putting her body into a small suitcase and disposing her body in Mississippi to protect Cardwell. An autopsy found multiple contusions to her face and head, along with swelling to the brain. Marks and bruises were also seen on the body, along with injuries to her stomach. Several property tax renewals are on the election ballot Saturday. There's also a rededication tax for public health. The renewals are for the airport, library, and drainage. The rededication proposition is for public health. Funds generated from the public health millage will not only support public health units, but mosquito abatement, the animal shelter, and fire protection facilities, vehicles, and equipment. LCG's Chief of Staff Robert Benoit explains fire services support is the new add-on that makes the millage a rededication.
Well, the other ones on the ballot are renewal. Nothing's changing. This is a rededication. It allows an additional expense for fire protection out of the existing millage. It is not an increase. The millage will be decreased by the amount that's going to fire protection, so we'll bring in the same amount of money.
If approved, all the renewals will continue with a lifespan of 10 years. The public health rededication will be 5 years because it will be a continuation of what voters approved in 2017.
Louisiana state troopers will be out in full force looking for aggressive or impaired drivers over the Independence Day weekend. News 10's Danielle Johnson joins us in studio. She tells us how motorists should be sure to drive smart and safe during the holiday weekend. Danielle.
Good morning, Caroline. Every year across the nation, impaired drivers kill or injure thousands of people. In 2019, impaired drivers were involved in close to 40% of fatal crashes in the state of Louisiana. The drunk driving death rate in Louisiana is 5.2 deaths per 100,000 people and is higher than the national average of 3.2, according to the CDC. Louisiana State Police Thomas Godson says impaired driving is a deadly crime that remains prevalent in Louisiana.
If you're going to, consume something that's impairing in any way, get a designated driver or an Uber or Lyft, something like that. Do not get behind the wheel of the car. It's just not worth it.
Godson says there will be additional manpower over the weekend to help protect motorists on the roadways. In the studio, Danielle Johnson, KLFY News 10.
It's Thursday night football college edition. The Ragin' Cajuns football team is taking on Georgia State tonight at home in the Swamp. That's where we find News 10's Danielle Johnson. She is live this morning to talk all about the big game. Danielle, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sylvia. Just a few days after the UL Lafayette homecoming game, we are back out here at Ragin Field, at Cajun Field, just to talk about tonight's blackout game. And this morning I have Jake Longnecker with me. He is with the athletic department. You're with the marketing team. Good morning.
Yes, thank you for coming out this morning, Daniel.
Oh yeah, thank you for meeting us here. So we have a big game tonight. I'm told that it's a blackout. It's a blackout game.
Yes, this is our blackout in Louisiana Salutes tonight, so we're really excited to get Cajun Nation out for our 6:30 p.m. game tonight against Georgia State. Football's looking to get their 4th straight Sun Belt West championship, so come support your Ragin' Cajuns.
That's awesome. Now explain to me about that. You said that if y'all win tonight's game, this is good news for the team if they win tonight's game.
Yeah, team's red hot right now. Thanks, Coach Billy Napier. So we're looking forward to winning our 4th straight. Hopefully, if we get tonight, beat Georgia State, then we're our 4th straight Sun Belt West championship, which is obviously amazing for us, and then puts us in the driver's seat to host the Sun Belt championship here December 4th. So very important game, both Sun Belt implications and for all of college football.
You're taking a live look at the intersection of I-10 and Ambassador Caffrey. No traffic incidents to report at this time. It's now 5:10 on your Friday morning.
It's 4th of July weekend in Acadiana, and there is plenty to talk about when it comes to events around town. We told you about ERAF and their celebration that kicked off on Wednesday. We'll tell you about 2 coming up on Saturday and Sunday. I'm Gerald Grunick. We're at Sugar Mill Pond. Stick around. Much more coming up on the big show, baby.
Later this half hour, the city of Broussard has some new opportunities for development thanks to a new certification. What the mayor has in mind in a story you'll see only on 10.
And we are seeing some rainfall in northern Louisiana this morning. That is dropping down to the south. Acadiana is quiet for now, but those rain chances really start to increase on us as we go throughout your Friday. We'll talk about a stormy 4th of July weekend after the break.
Now, here's the live Doppler Storm Team, meteorologist Chris Kozak.
Welcome back into the Storm Team Weather Center. We are looking at temperatures going above normal or above average again today, reaching the lower 80s. Last couple days have been right about on the nose of average high temperatures. We topped out at 78 yesterday. That's our average high today, and I'm going with 82 later on. Now, it will be a very warm afternoon, but I think it will be relatively comfortable because the humidity levels will be low. We've been as hot as 93 degrees on this date back in 1910. For the weekend, mid to upper 60s there Saturday and Sunday with a lot of sunshine. Oh, the Crackling Festival is Friday, and Gerald and I will be out there. I'm glad you reminded me, Gerald. Oh, you can pub yourself, all right? He keeps running around the studio. Let's toss it over to Gerald so he can talk.
No, I can't do it. I'm supposed to like tell you, hey, Chris, do me a favor, let people know, right? Anyway, look, Hunt, Hook, and Cook is brand new this morning, and boy, if we have some summer fun. I know, obviously, the temperatures we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, it would have probably been better to go out as far as the bugs go, right? We had a great time, though, catching some frogs, maybe with Frog Co. in Elton. What's going on, Acadiana? Welcome into another edition of Hunt, Hook, and Cook. Baby, it feels good to be in Elton. Austin, what's happening, baby?
What's
How we
going on,
doing, man?
I'm good, I'm good.
Oh, boy, my juices are flowing. I'm ready to rock and roll. Frog Co. Baby, what we getting into tonight, man?
About to hop in that boat right here behind us, take a little spin around this pond, and see what we can catch for you guys.
All right, baby, I'm ready to rock and roll. Austin, let's go, baby.
Let's get
Frog Co. Elton was down, baby. Yeah. Can you ever tell if, like, what the night's gonna be like? Are there any signs? Is there anything?
We're trying to get a pinpoint on things. I mean, we know high water's not the best. We know too low's not the best. It's kind of got to be just right. Weather patterns obviously play an effect on things.
Hey, Trevor, thanks, man. Acadiana Eats this morning, guys, brand new, and boy, oh boy, is it a good one. On the corner of North University and Pont de Mouton, Brennan Myers, baby, let's go. Down home Creole and Cajun cooking.
I've been cooking for a while.
All served to go.
I opened up this spot in November of 2020.
That's what you can expect when you visit Brennan Myers at 2700 North University Avenue.
Named after my two daughters.
In Karen Crow.
They are Bren and Maya.
Brennan Myers whipping up Acadiana favorites.
They got a restaurant that they can call theirs. It's named after them, so it's bomb.
With their twist.
It is a lot of work, but you know what? It's worth it.
Today on Acadiana Eats, the crew from Brennan Myers.
Chilled environment.
Showing me how they put together.
Y'all come and see us.
Their shrimp and grits. Brennan Myers, baby. Been keeping up with Kilo on Instagram for a minute. Well, I'm ready to get in the back and see what's happening. Acadiana East, let's go, baby. Brennan Myers shrimp and grits.
It's a blend of where we are.
Are a base of jalapeno cheddar grits.
It's different.
That are topped with seasoned and fried fish.
And it's the bomb.
Then finished off with a seafood Cajun cream sauce. Acadiana, baby, I'm ready, man. Shrimp and grits, Brennan Myers, let's go, baby, down the hatch. Yeah, you're right. The shrimp and grits, as if they weren't enough, you throw in that fried fish, baby, fried to perfection. Show you right, man. I'm fired up about that, baby. Yeah, man, that's giving me the Friday feels for real. All right, Johnny, add it in, my friend. What are we working on now?
Now we're making our crab garlic butter sauce. So we got our roasted garlic in our butter, saute that for a little while.
Nice.
We got some mushrooms.
Now, is this on the menu, or is this going to be
another
special?
This is a chef special right here.
Okay. And now, any idea? Because you know people at home are going to see this. When can we tell them you're going to have this?
This will be ready at 5 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay, cool. So these are the specials for the week?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Every week we do a new special. So.
You know, I wrote my story before you got in here.
Yes.
Because I you know, when I'm ahead of the game a little bit, I like to get some stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
The chef specials have been a huge game changer at Crawford Town. I mean, because it really changes people's dining experience, because every week you have a new option.
Yeah,
right?
People, you know, and Johnny said, you know, we want to do something different, something to bring people in, you know, not the same thing over and over again. And just something to look forward to. People look forward to it. People look forward to us posting it. You know, what's it going to be this week?
And look, you can tell Johnny, Gerald took care of us. Because we got, we work, and look, I feel like you need a little spoon action maybe, right? Get it moving. So we got brunch with Santa.
Yes.
When are y'all doing
this
that?
This Sunday from 10 till 2, brunch with Santa.
And what's the deal?
We have Santa and Mrs. Claus come out. You can get your picture taken.
Nice.
We have a fabulous menu: fried catfish, crawfish enchiladas, biscuits, gravies, griots, grits. I mean,
it is so funny moving to Acadiana in 2014. The crawfish enchilada stuff, I just did not understand, right? I'm like, why is this such a big deal? Then you drive around Acadiana, it's like there's Mexican restaurants everywhere. You get it, right?
Yes.
Obviously, people love their bowl of crawfish, but then I had crawfish enchiladas, and it was a game changer.
Yes.
So
the pandemic is causing Mardi Gras plans to change for many in 2021, and that includes the Crew de Canaille here in Lafayette. News 10's Gerald Grunick joins us live from downtown for more on those changes. Gerald, good morning.
Hello, Acadiana. We are live in downtown Lafayette. Were we getting some unique New York going on there today?
Indeed.
Look, my favorite part about TV during 2020 and into 2021, right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody's got a microphone and they forget that, like, hey, bro, when we on, you live, baby. What's happening, man? Good morning. Crew de Canaille, man, rolling right along.
Yes, sir.
Dude, what are the plans for 2021 so far?
So what we're going to have is a citywide celebration if we can, but stay at home. So the idea is, instead of getting together with crews like we used to, for this year, we're going to do a cruise de Canaille. So if you want, you decorate your house, your business, you stay where you are, and people can drive by and see your decorations. So instead of Christmas decorations, it could be like a citywide Mardi Gras celebration. That's how we like it.
Is the theme, the places we didn't go, right?
Yes.
Is that where do you want to,
I mean,
I'm thinking of like the satirical New Orleans kind of like, hey, let's poke some fun at the year that was.
Correct.
Is that what y'all are encouraging as well for the decorations?
Crew de Canaille is a fun parade like that. So we encourage outlandish themes or outlandish celebrations of our theme, which is the places we didn't go.
Nice.
Soussian. So
right.
And it's perfect because we're not going to go anywhere for the parade either. So you know, we can celebrate one last time, and everybody stay at home. It's COVID safe. And citywide, if you can get involved, it doesn't cost anything unless you want to donate for membership, and that way you can get yourself on the map. And we have the Google map, and that'll be a way for you to see which places to go and view. So
Independence Day weekend kicks off in just a few hours, and Acadiana has plenty of celebrations planned, including 2 big events happening right here in Lafayette Parish.
That's right. News 10's Gerald Grunick joins us live from Sugar Mill Pond for more. Gerald, good morning.
Good morning, Sylvia, Caroline. Hope you guys are having a great start to your Friday. And I think I looked at the work schedule. I know, and I apologize ahead of time. I think they'll both be at work on Monday, Gus. I got Monday off, baby. So I'm looking to roll this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Sugar Mill Pond, things get rolling 5 to 9 p.m. DG in the Freetown Sound, vendors, the whole enchilada. Then, of course, things move into downtown Lafayette. But let's talk Sugar Mill Pond. Gee, this is a heavy hitter event, man. I know this is one the south side of town looks forward to.
Yeah, it's been going on for over 10 years here in Sugar Mill Pond. Huge support from the city of Youngsville and so many of our sponsors like Lafayette Roofing. Free event starts at 5 p.m. Saturday here in Sugar Mill Pond. Leave your ice chest at home. Spend money with the vendors. They've been looking forward to come back to events for almost a year and a half.
Daily KLFY news and weather updates to your radio to Z105.
Welcome back into the Storm Team Weather Center, having a little fun behind the scenes. We're trying to mess with camera shots a little bit, and I want the director, let's see how high we can make this go. I mean, it's amazing. Off screen right now, that's about 8 feet high. You can tilt it up though, right? You can tilt it up all the way. I like this shot right there. Just put me right here. All right, let's talk about the forecast. We're going to have a little fun now that we're not having to worry about this tropical system, really.
We are in the middle of a serious 4th surge of coronavirus here in Acadiana, and here to give us some information about what's happening here in our community is Dr. Scott Hamilton. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Caroline. Yeah, we had a great summer, didn't we?
I know, a great, very brief summer, but that's not the case anymore. What are you seeing in the hospital right now?
So this Delta variant is hammering my hospitals, hammering all the hospitals in the region, all the hospitals in the state. And This time, we're seeing lots and lots of kids who are COVID positive. I saw a 5-week-old a couple nights ago was positive, a 2-week-old a couple weeks ago. Infants, toddlers, children of all ages are getting it. Yeah,
and how sick do they get when they get COVID?
Fortunately for kids, most just have 3 or 4 days of cough and fever and stuff like that. Unfortunately, a few kids do get it seriously. A few kids end up in pediatric intensive care with it. So, you know, your kid's probably safe, but your kid can get very ill. Who knows who that is? You'll feel terrible if your kid gets it bad.
You never want to be the parent of that kid that might be the one.
That you didn't get the vaccine, you weren't careful, and then your kid gets terribly ill. You don't want to wear that onus.
And y'all are running out of hospital beds, right?
Well, unfortunately, too, all the corona precautions put RSV off. It's usually a winter virus to the summer virus. That's a virus that gives infants and toddlers trouble breathing sometimes and puts some of them in hospital. In the past couple of weeks, all the hospital beds, all the intensive care pediatric beds in the state have been full of RSV. And now this COVID's coming along and taking some of those beds too. You know, we're getting squeezed in pediatrics just like the adults.
And what can we do to help? What's the answer?
The answer, of course, is get your damn vaccine, okay? It's perfectly safe. The development wasn't rushed. It's life-saving. It'll save your life. It'll save the life of a loved one. Young people are getting seriously ill and even dying from COVID. Teenagers and young adults in their 20s and 30s. So COVID's not safe for anybody. The vaccine is safe for everybody. And we're now having some kids, some ages can get vaccinated too, so they should get the vaccine. It's life-saving. Development wasn't rushed. It's absolutely safe. It's safe for fertility. Caroline, I don't know.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask you, and it sounds pretty point blank, but what is at this point in time better for you?
Oh, it is better to get the vaccine. It is way safe to get the vaccine. It's not at all safe to get COVID.
Because
it's simple.
Right.
Vaccine will save your life. COVID may take it.
Exactly. We're seeing people in the hospital right now who are unvaccinated. And like Dr. Hamilton said, it's putting a strain on all of the hospitals, including the pediatric wings.
Yeah. So talking about the United Way of Acadiana campaign, what is it and why is it so important?
Yeah, so the campaign is our annual fundraising season for United Way. And it's important because it allows us to bring in the dollars we need so that we can continue our great efforts in 2022 and beyond. And we wouldn't be able to do that if it weren't for the contributions of people in our community.
The organization, I know, gives back so much to the community. And maybe for those who may not know, Angel, what is the United Way of Acadiana?
Yeah, so United Way is fighting for the health, the wellness, and the financial stability of every person in our community. We've got 158 Leader in Me schools in our parishes that we serve. We provided over 2,000 free tax returns to individuals last year.
A scam warning for you this morning. Dating app scams are happening here in Acadiana. Con artists are taking a sinister approach to romance scams by blackmailing their victims. Here's how you can watch out for blackmailers on dating sites.
Talking to on there, it's not always who it appears to be, so you have to be careful what you share with them.
Blackmailers are on dating sites, and experts are warning to not send any compromised photos to people online. Here's how you can avoid dating app scams. Never share your personal information with someone you just met. Wait until you know and trust a person, preferably when you've already met them in person. Think before you send photos. Once you send a photo, you can't get it back. Don't pay money to scammers. Even if you pay them, you have no guarantee that scammers won't use the photos anyway. If you have a scam you would like me to investigate, feel free to send me an email at smasters@klfy.com.
A local couple is bringing healthy food options to New Iberia. Let's take a trip to Fit and Fresh in this morning's Moving Acadiana Forward.
So I lost like 7-8 pounds. That's how this started.
Terrence and Brittany started cooking healthy meals in their home. When that became too much, they moved to their first location in New Iberia and then outgrew that space. Now they're in their second location. They've tripled in size and are seeing new customers every day.
I felt like if I try to cook the way we cook, being that we're in Louisiana, but just pick a healthier choices like brown rice, sweet potatoes, things like that, it just made it easier. So it's like, and then everybody likes convenience. This is convenient.
First, we weekend of the Summer Games are now in the books, and there were plenty of events for fans to see.
And there's even more happening today. News 10's Caitlin Johnson joins us in studio with the latest on Japan 2020. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning, Caroline and Sylvia. We are taking a live look at the Rainbow Bridge in Athlete Village. The Rainbow Bridge is a huge and beautiful suspension bridge in the northern part of Tokyo Bay. It is also a major tourist attraction. Let's get you caught up on all the events taking place on day 3 of Japan 2020 and the medal count. If you don't want to know the results, you may want to mute your TV now. So far, China is leading the board with 15 total medals. 6 of those are gold. The United States has 7 gold medals with an overall total of 14 medals. Japan comes in third with 9 total medals and 6 of those being gold. There are more medals being awarded today in kayaking, cycling, diving, fencing, gymnastics, judo, shooting, skateboarding, swimming, table tennis, taekwondo, triathlon, and weightlifting. Aside from all those medals, there are many great events taking place today and something for everybody to enjoy watching. There are events in badminton, basketball, beach volleyball, boxing, field hockey, rugby, softball, surfing, tennis, and so much more. As part of our Olympic coverage, we wanted to get more of a feel for Japan's culture. Some things, customs, and actions are just done differently there than they are in the United States. Courtney Frill has looked into this for us.
If you ever get the chance to visit Japan, it is a beautiful country filled with peaceful people. But there are some etiquette tips you should know.
And then he goes, is the royalty coming? I need the royalty here.
That's always the case, though, right?
And they're here.
They are here.
They got
And
crowns on.
we keep improving upon the weather as well. The weather. Now we're doing more of a flashy weather per se. So yes, I am. Let's get the right now forecast. Look at that. Dense fog out right now. You can see the foggy conditions here in Port Barry this morning. So if you can give yourself a little extra time out on those roads, make sure you do that as well. Let's go with the today forecast. All right, mostly sunny, mid-70s, a lot of sunshine once we get rid of this fog over the next few hours. And then we have tonight, clear and chilly, mid-40s. So there's our royalty from the past and the current royalty for the Cracklin Festival. And Todd, you ready for this one? You ready for this one?
Who's here, baby? You ready? Ready. Go, man.
And what's the forecast for tomorrow?
Huh?
What's the forecast for tomorrow?
Sunny and cool.
Chilly and breezy. Chilly and breezy. Yeah, he had one shot at this. And he didn't do it.
Colder tonight, mid-40s, upper 60s for your Friday. Cool and dry there. Sunshine will be back. And then look at the weekend, low to mid-70s. Another great weekend of weather. An improvement upon that Halloween weekend, really. And then warmer and quiet weather back early next week. But with the colder air that we're feeling today, those winter-like conditions outside, it's a good time to have a coat for sure, and that's why we have Coats for Acadiana, and that's where we find Caroline this morning. She's live from St. Edmund's Catholic Church.
Hey, Chris, good morning. I know, could you imagine walking outside this morning and not having a coat? I mean, it's cold right now, but that's the reality for some people here in Acadiana. But that's why here at St. Edmund's, we are collecting coats for Acadiana. So if you have a new or gently used coat, we have a few places that you can drop them off. So you can come visit us here today at St. Edmund's Catholic Church until 5 o'clock. We also have other locations around Acadiana. You can go to Red Laurel's, you can drop off there, and just look for the big boxes. They say Coats for Acadiana. They're cardboard boxes. You'll see them. We also have home bank locations across Acadiana. You can visit KLFY.com for those exact locations where you can drop off your coats. Now, they do ask to drop off new or gently used coats. We want to make sure that everything we're donating is in good condition to people who really need it. So again, we are at St. Edmund's Catholic Church today until 5 p.m. For a list of other locations on where you can drop off your coats, head to KLFY.com. Reporting in Lafayette at St. Edmund's, I'm Caroline Marcello. I think we're going to toss it over to Gerald.
Caroline, thanks so much. Acadiana Eats, brand new this morning, making a trip out to Eunice. Oh, my goodness. If you saw the tease, the video had Chris Cozart going, whoa. Yeah, you're right. Here we go. Acadiana Eats at Love Bones.
Right now, we're kicking things off this morning with all things Super Bowl, with several players from Louisiana playing in tonight's big game. We learn about their journeys to this very moment. Plus, we hear from 2 former NFL players and Acadiana natives who got to play in a Super Bowl or 2. They take us down memory lane. And a healthcare worker from Lafayette will attend the big game tonight in Tampa. This morning, we hear about how she got the opportunity to go.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Passe Partout.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for waking up with us. We're all excited for the big game. I think I'm the most excited about the food.
And so is Gerald, right?
Yeah.
And that's who we got behind us. We got Gerald, and look at this, George Fowles, bright and early here in the studio.
Look at you guys. Hey.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Special guest George Fowles this morning. That's what I was asking George. Normally, we always mess with each other about Papa Fowles not getting enough love. You're getting some love today, man.
Look, hey, I appreciate being on the show. Look, we have you on First and 10 on Friday nights.
That's true.
So I welcome the appearance here on Passe Partout.
You ready to rock and roll the rest of the morning? And, of course, you excited for the big game tonight?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Got our picks coming up. I know that's a big thing for everybody, so I'm looking forward to, as I fall over here, looking forward to talking about the game. No doubt.
For sure. George, thanks so much for joining us. Of course, Acadiana, he touched on it. We'll give you our scores and predictions a bit later this morning. Food, player interviews, the whole shebang, all getting ready for the big game tonight here on KLFY.
And now back to the action happening in Tampa. Super Bowl 55 kicks off tonight, and for the 21st time, you'll be able to see it on CBS, which means you get to enjoy it right here on KLFY. Now, while the hype leading up to the game has been going on all season, planning for football's biggest production takes years. Skylar Henry has more from behind the scenes.
While the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been vying for the coveted Lombardi Trophy all season, the CBS team has been mapping out its Super Bowl plays for much longer.
CBS coverage starts this morning at 11 o'clock. Kickoff is at 5:30 right here on KLFY. Tonight, millions will tune in to CBS to watch Super Bowl 55. They will notice that the stands will be less full, but in attendance will be some special guests. News 10's Elise Corville spoke with one guest from Acadiana who says she is still speechless after getting the opportunity.
So, of course, I said yes. And as you can see with the energy that I'm putting out, I'm very excited still.
It's the Chiefs versus the Buccaneers. It's Super Bowl 55. This year's game may look a little different than years past, but in the stands there will be fans, heroes who have been on the COVID-19 front lines since day one.
And that was Elise Corville reporting. Charles did complete her vaccine series before leaving for Tampa. When asked for her score prediction for tonight's big game, she said she didn't have one and was just hoping for a good, safe game. And now let's head to Studio B. George and Gerald are standing by. Gentlemen.
Tracy, thanks so much. Louisiana has plenty of players representing the state at Raymond James Stadium tonight, and one of them has gone from the defensive line at Louisiana Tech in Ruston, baby. Yeah, you're right. They're playing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Harold Kuntz has more on L'Jarius Sneed's journey to the...
Do you consider yourself a member of Sac Nation now?
No, man. You know, I'm still learning and still growing.
Now, here's the live Doppler Storm Team, meteorologist Chris Kozak.
Welcome back into the Storm Team Weather Center as we continue the big game edition of Cozy's Thunder Quiz, bringing George back in for a question here. And then I can admit it was called the Freezer Bowl for the Cincinnati game at the top of the hour last show. So it wasn't the Ice Bowl. I'll admit my mistakes. Let's get the question now and get an answer from George, or at least his guess, when we get to the end of this forecast. Which of these NFL cities would most likely be impacted by a haboob? Okay, Tracy, keep your answer to yourself, because we already know you know the answer to this one. Is that Buffalo, Seattle, Las Vegas, or Miami? Haboob, that is a real weather term. We'll explain what it is later. For the afternoon or this evening, and Tampa Bay looking good now. Mostly clear skies. They won't be impacted by a haboob. Kickoff's 5:30 here on KLFY News 10. 67 degrees in Tampa. It's an open-air stadium there, Raymond James Stadium. Halftime will be in the mid-60s. Great for the halftime show. They actually had a line of rainfall move through just a couple hours ago. That moves out. They see clearing skies, and kickoff for them is 6:30 since they're an hour ahead of us on the Eastern time zone there. All right, George, again, the first question this morning I had was the coldest wind chill for a playoff game. I said there was the Ice Bowl. It was called the Freezer Bowl.
Freezer Bowl.
It was the Freezer Bowl back.
Not the Ice Bowl,
Not
please.
the Ice Bowl. It was a Freezer Bowl in Cincinnati. So which of these NFL cities would most likely be impacted by a haboob? Buffalo, Seattle, Las Vegas, or Miami?
What in the world is a haboob?
Well, I can't tell you. If I give you the answer, then you'll know pretty much which one it is.
I'm going to say Vegas.
And you're right on. Haboob is a dust storm.
Oh, what a guess. It's a what?
It's a dust storm, basically.
Oh,
That's
cool.
What they call a dust
yes,
storm.
I got
haboob.
two and one.
2 and 1. Yeah, we'll give you the last one, right? Because I said it was the Ice Bowl, but it was a free.
No. I got the New Orleans one.
That's right.
I knew the New Orleans one.
But you cheated with that one on. You're giving the answer to Tracy, so we.
I didn't give the answer to Tracy. I grew up in New Orleans. Right. Well, sorry, Gerald. I grew up in Metairie, which is outside of New Orleans. Okay, Gerald? Hey, that's a beef between he and I. Louisiana has plenty of players representing the state at Raymond James Stadium tonight, and that includes one former LSU player who doesn't have a championship just yet.
There's a lot of LSU players in the Super Bowl this year, right? So we have Wesley Boone has more on Devin White's journey to the big game.
Well, it is officially Super Bowl Sunday, and we are just hours away from watching the Buccaneers and the Chiefs compete for the Lombardi Trophy. But before they take the field, we hear that Kevany Martin had a chance to show off her football skills. She joins us live now. Good morning, Kevany.
Well, good morning, Tracy, and happy Super Bowl Sunday to you. Now, I think we all can agree that the main event of Super Bowl week is, of course, the game on Sunday. But the days leading up to the big game have kind of become a spectacle themselves as fans from all over the country flock to the host city to partake in the festivities. And some fans, even myself, got a little sweaty. Super Bowl experience. The place where any Joe Schmo can feel like a real-life football pro. Or not. Let's rewind and let me explain why I'm running, or at least attempting to run, a 40-yard dash.
Welcome back to Acadiana as we get ready for the big game today on KLFY News 10. All week on Passe Partout and on KLFY, we have been featuring recipes that were submitted and recipe suggestions that have been submitted by our viewers. Mickey Johnson, Phoebe Garrett, Scott Pogue, Loretta Offord, and Mark Mouton all submitting theirs. But this dish that's being cooked up today by Bon Ton Grill, of course, because of Mickey Johnson. He said, dude, how about some breakfast boudin, Gerald? I said, I got one even better. Sausage and boudin board, Bon Ton Grill, Big Game East, let's go.
Our grilled sausage and boudin board is, firstly, we make all of our own sausage and boudin here in-house, and then we grill it on our mesquite grill, and that mesquite grill really gives it, you know, a unique flavor. And we serve it with our roasted red onion aioli. That's a house-made sauce, and our Creole mustard and a little grilled bread. So really gives a nice sausage spread I think any tailgate party would appreciate.
All right, Tracy, so something that has taken over the specialty meat world, I would say over the last couple of years, have you experimented or tried the Steen sausage craze that's kind of been going on at different places?
No, I have not.
Man, look, so Bon Ton makes theirs. Their boudin also really good, but man, so many specialty meat joints across our area are doing the Steen sausage. It's really good in the mornings. Obviously, it's kind of got like that breakfast syrupy taste, so there's a recommendation for you possibly
that and a
tonight,
big plate of scrambled eggs.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm talking about. We'll have much more coming up throughout the course of the morning right here on Passe Partout.
All right, coming up, one of the biggest names to represent the Bayou State is in the Super Bowl from right here in Acadiana. I catch up with Patriot Hall of Famer Kevin Falk after this. Welcome back. Plenty of NFL greats have reached the big game at least once in their career, and for Karen Crow native Kevin Falk, he's won that game 3 times, been in 6 of them. I sat down with the Patriots Hall of Famer to talk about his Super Bowl experiences.
So our Super Bowl special continues here on KLFY, Passe Partout, Sunday morning, and we're joined now with a guy who knows what it's like to wake up on Super Bowl Sunday and have the butterflies and the excitement of playing in the game, knowing that's coming up a little bit later on. Kevin Falk is joining us. Obviously, he's from Karen Crow and played with the New England Patriots, won 3 Super Bowls with them. And Kevin, can you talk a little bit about, as we get you rolling here, about being in this game? What is that like? At this moment on Sunday morning, when you wake up, are you nervous? Are the nerves gone? How does it work?
Well, some guys get nervous, and you would think that every guy gets nervous because it's the Super Bowl. It's the big game. It's the game that when the beginning of the year starts, you talk about making it to that game. And we're here. You're the final two teams, and you're one of those players on those teams. You're going to wake up with some butterflies.
Welcome back, Acadiana. A couple of picks for you this morning, excuse me. George, let me go first, dude. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. I do like the Bucks front seven, but Pat Mahomes gets it done.
I like Kansas City as well. 38-21. I think Kansas City's going to win by more than 14, no doubt. But if Devin White has a good game for Tampa, look out for a close one. KC.
Who do you have, Tracy, real quick?
Mahomes.
Oh, I got Tom Brady for sure. Tampa Bay, so I'm going with that one.
Yeah, I know he's going to be a force.
I think he will be. Again, he's won 6 Super Bowls, should have won 8, really, so I go with Brady.
All right. Well, make sure you watch here. Kickoff 5:30. CBS coverage starts at 11. Have a great big game day.